Shopping locally and supporting small businesses in the high street, it keeps it alive, it keeps it vibrant, it keeps it original. And knowing that the economy in our local area, in our beautiful city, is being boosted by this is amazing.
Local high streets are more than just a place to shop. They're the soul of our communities. And independent retailers bring character and passion to the heart of our cities. But in a world of rising costs, changing habits and digital dominance, many are struggling to survive. But what if we could change that? And what if small changes made all the difference? In this series, our panel of experts will visit 2 independent businesses, a gift shop and a fashion boutique, to help them not just to survive, but to thrive. And here's the game changer. Every strategy, every tip, every breakthrough you're about to see, you can use in your own business. Welcome to the Retail Makeover Mission. So where should we start? Well, as Julie Andrews would say, let's start at the very beginning. Today, we're exploring the game-changing fundamentals that separate a thriving independent retailer from the rest. Mastering visual merchandising, smart sales tactics, and learning how to harness data to transform your business. Meet our first store owner, Katie, who contacted us for help with her fashion boutique, OSO, in Salisbury. She's inherited a legacy business, but faces modern challenges. How to honour the past while building the future.
I have 3 areas that I feel like I need your help with. One is growth. Do I take it from just one store to more stores? Is there a role for an online offering? I don't know the answer to that. I need your help with that. Number 2 is the role of data and technology. How can we bring technology into the business to help us make better informed decisions and help with growth? And the third thing is, how do we develop even deeper connections with our loyal customers and new customers that come through the door?
We put together a team of retail experts to mentor Katie and tackle these issues. These include Deryane Tadd, founder of the Dressing Room Boutique, John Abate, the visual merchandising master, David Whiteley, the retail data expert, and Sharon Goode, PR agency owner. Let's dive in. And remember, you can download the toolkits for all areas covered today to implement yourself. Today is the foundations, but we'll be building on these throughout the series.
Hi, Katie. Hello, hi there. Oh, good morning, everyone. Hello.
Congratulations, Katie, and we're very excited to be on this journey with you.
We can do like really fun stuff, but like, who are you? Like, I need some stories. If you have any clue as to what you are story-wise, do those quickly.
Something else that we can do quite quickly, we can actually have a look at the sales transaction data. And depending on what that data includes, we can get things like the best sellers and the worst sellers out of that information.
I love clothes, I love fashion, I'm very creative, and I feel like naturally that's my comfort zone. I'm quite keen to lead into what isn't my comfort zone, which is data-driven decisions.
I think it's very evident, Katie, that you've got lots of room for growth, because I think you start to tick some of those boxes, growth will be inevitable.
And with the initial call done, it was time for Deryane and John to visit the store for the first time.
Hello, welcome. Nice to meet you. Oh, it's really nice to meet you. Hi, John. Lovely to meet you. Come on in. Welcome to OSO.
Beautiful. Looks better in real life. Yeah.
It's
beautiful actually.
Yeah. To come out of today having some clear action areas to focus on, to then continue working with you around would be absolutely brilliant.
Fantastic. Just get involved.
Well, my first impression was I was kind of expecting a story that was really terrible. This I'm a little bit lost here, but it actually looks quite nice.
The colour stories are really nice, but it probably needs to just be pared back slightly.
It's a bit crowded, but I mean, she's actually doing a really good job. You know, it's terrible when you have loads of pattern next to each other, but she's breaking it up. So there's some basic rules of VM that are here, which is great. Human beings are very visual. If someone looks at a window, they will look at it for less than 2 seconds. That's even if they looked at it. So it's a very short amount of time. So you need to communicate very quickly.
Yeah, I would say the window at the moment, probably there's a lot of things fighting and a few things going on at the same time, and it probably is feeling a bit confusing maybe.
You've got quite a small window base, so there's only so much that you can do with it, but I think paring it back a little bit is kind of where I would go. I think you could open it out a little bit more and give a little bit more storytelling within the window. Do you ever do kind of brand launches in the window? Or
no, we don't. It tends to be just a integration of the different brands to create a look rather than, oh, we've just had Mama B arrive, let's do a whole celebration of Mama B. We don't do that, but that might be a really good idea actually.
So again, you can work with brands on that as well. You can say, oh, when we do the launch for this collection, you know, have you got any ideas for props? What are you doing in your own stores? You know, because some of them will have their own stores, so it might be that you can kind of bring that storytelling to life a little bit more.
That's a great idea. We don't do enough of that actually, working with the brands. I think we just feel like this sort of apologetic little independent doing our own thing.
We're going to change all that.
The way all the product is displayed is pretty good. But what she's lacking is like, who is she as a brand? A lot of independents, they don't think of themselves as brands. You know, the window is kind of layered, you know, it's like the brand, the umbrella of the brand. And that language that you'll use consistently over time. Brands need brand decks because it's really, the easy way to put it, it's their formula. So there's your deck.
Yes,
Fantastic.
it was actually a really great process to start working on what the brand OSO is all about. With John, who's the visual merchandising expert, he got me starting to think about what is the brand story, what is OSO about, who is your customer, what are some of the inspirations that can help me really solidify what that brand is about. And once you are very clear on your brand, that informs the decisions you make and how things look and feel in your shop.
First, it's a conversation you have with yourself and the key stakeholders in your business about who are we. And then a good place to start is who's our customer. So finding pictures of what your customer looks like.
I don't know what you thought about this, John, but in terms of a place that felt very OSO, Morocco, for me, just completely summed up not only the personality of that customer, but also how I'd love the store to look and feel.
You need to have like a title of what you are, and then immediately you'll start getting all these pictures. And when you're looking at the photos, certain pictures will stand out more than others. That picture means something to me. That picture is totally not me. So you do your customers, and then this is really important. This is really a top tip for all of you. Where does that customer eat? What restaurants do they go to? What does their house look like? Where do they go on vacation? You know, what other stores do they visit? What does their whole world look like? And then that formula is then you have that reference. Every time you need to make a decision or change something or do something, you go back to who you are to help you make that decision. There's a lot here. There's more than just, items and props. There's paint colors going on in here that we can start to look at. So what we're going to do today is this is a retail makeover. So it's kind of meant to be a quick, come in and and then the owner cries and it's all amazing. But the reality is that it all can't be done in one day. So we're going to try to do some quick fixes, and we've started the work a little bit already. She's done that brand mood board, that brand deck. So with that now, we'll be able to go and maybe look for some props or for some things. We're going to kind of do some hands-on things today, and then we're going to do some forward planning for things we're going to do later.
And so while John goes in search of props, Katie and Deryane check in with David Whiteley. He's been analysing the store data and looking into their stock management systems.
Hi, David.
Hello, how is everybody?
Yeah, it's been a busy morning, hasn't it?
I've done an initial pass on the data cleaning. So this is really being able to say for each transaction, which brand was it and what was the product type and things like that. And we need to go a little bit deeper on that.
At the moment, in terms of how we manage stock when it comes in, it arrives. I'll get a member of the team that is on duty that day to actually count what's in the box, make sure it's the same number as we were expecting. We'll then get the price gun out, the good old-fashioned price gun, and literally price them all up. Very old-fashioned, it works, but it doesn't allow me to track the products that we've got in store, how many we've got by just looking at the computer.
So if somebody writes one name for a top that they've sold and somebody writes it in another name, that's going to show in the system as something completely different. So in the very first instance, we need to make sure that we're solidifying how we're recording this product. We need to get that into a barcode system so that we're actually barcoding that and we're scanning it into the till.
Just check for a customer.
Yeah, no stress.
I've got these trainers, so I'll be as quick as I can.
Oh, you need a stock system.
Yeah, this is it. Look at me in action. Honestly.
All right, yeah, this is one of the places I saw on the way here. It's like your classic kind of vintage antique store, so might be able to find something in here. It's quite tricky to come in here because you're very distracted by lots of things, but you have to keep in mind kind of that story, that mood board, what you're looking for in your head. Be very laser focused on that, because this could also be physically exhausting to run around like this and look at like 8 million things. So you come in here, you're not looking at 8 million things, you're really filtering when you walk into a place like this.
Huh, well that sounds like some great advice. Now let's hear Deryane's tips for some quick wins in the layout of the store.
Just thinking about kind of best-selling brands and stuff, and if you're saying American Vintage does quite well for you, if you wanted to do like an immediate sort of like visual change to the store, this is a lovely kind of table here. You could do a story of American Vintage on here, you could make it quite bright, and you could pull in some of the t-shirts and knitwear if you've got much of that. And then where you're kind of moving maybe the Ortesia, then you could move that into the shelving next to the till point. There's a particular area near the cash desk that I think is really being underutilised. It should be a real hotspot for the store, but it's actually not at the moment. It's a little bit of a forgotten area, I would say. I want to reinvent that slightly. I want to kind of make an area that's really good for add-on sales near the till point, a little bit of a pick and mix area of accessories where people can kind of get involved, add-on sales at the till, and then it will kind of freshen up that front table as well.
All right, let's get the show on the road.
John's transformed the window by moving away from the rigid 3-mannequin setup, breaking the usual design patterns that they've been following. Instead, he's created a story in the window, with fewer products proving that small changes can make a big difference. He's used carefully chosen props, such as an olive tree, to subtly bring the brand to life, enticing passers-by to step inside rather than trying to sell the whole store from the front window. Now all you have to do, Katie, is remember to water it.
Then I see, get the mannequins in your...
Great, look at that. What, all 3 or 2?
Oh, 2.
2, yeah.
Yeah, 2. Could be mother-daughter.
Yeah.
And that window story continues inside, creating a customer journey from cluttered chaos to irresistible clarity.
Yeah, it's brilliant. It's like there's less in there, but it's selling more, isn't it?
Yeah, it's more inspiring. It's more like, ooh, that's pretty, I want to come in.
Yeah, definitely.
Rather than like, oh, I'm going to shop the window.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's brilliant. I'm really pleased with it. I think it's starting to create exactly the look of OSO that we talked about.
Yeah.
It's showing me how I can merchandise product more effectively. And I want to go in, as a customer, I want to go in. We just had someone walk past and say, is that a new shop? Just that literally happened. So
it is a new shop.
It is a new shop in some ways.
It's nice and pretty, so we didn't really... That's just tweaking, isn't it? It's, it's about bringing your brand to life.
Yes.
And that mood board, it all starts with that mood board, isn't it?
Yeah,
Which
great.
relates back to the customer.
Yeah.
Okay, now we've done some window shopping, let's look inside.
So we've had a really busy day at OSO Boutique. We've been working with Katie, really listening to what's kind of working for her and then thinking how we can kind of modernise the look of the store. And in the front table, we've just really reinvented this whole front area. So when you first come into the store, it feels visually different. Felt that Katie had this amazing front table space here, which is like really great for storytelling. So I just wanted to kind of bring that to life. So I've pulled out some pieces that I noticed she had a few pieces in her stock room. So we had a little bit of back stock here. So I've just built a whole story. So we've got this whole kind of pink and white area here, which is just with the crochet, which is super on trend, building that back with the gorgeous 17 Mochi jeans, and then just tying in all of your accessories as well. So you've got all of your shoes that you can work back with this, keeping that kind of really easy, accessible product on the front table as well. And then just a little bit more storytelling as well. So John picked up this fabulous piece here, which looks great on the table. We are so working in sync today because all of our colour stories are just kind of magically happening. And then just kind of coming through, Katie mentioned to me that this was kind of a dead area. It wasn't really working so well. And we kind of had some sale footwear here that wasn't really selling. So this should be a really key area for the store because it's right next to the cash desk. So when you're at the till point as a customer, you're chatting hopefully to the people in the store, but then you're also here and you should be looking at those pickup pieces, and kind of what I want is the customer journey to continue here. So she's kind of looking at these accessories, she's catching her eye with all these beautiful things. I've kind of tied the colour story through. With Ortesia, you have this gorgeous kind of print, and then you've got those pickup pieces at the till point, so you've got all of your hair accessories and everything as well. Then on the till point here, we've got some really nice kind of scented products. So again, we can encourage the customer to try those when she's at the till point, and it just kind of starts that conversation.
John, Deryane, thank you so much for today. It's been absolutely amazing to watch you at work. I feel like I've got some really easy, simple things that I can now start doing in the shop.
It's a really good start, and you have lots of ideas of where to carry it. We'll be part of that journey.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
The results? Instant. Katie called us the very next day with the impact.
So it's the day after yesterday where we did some really great changes to the store, all focusing around that sort of visual merchandising. We've had some brilliant comments from customers about the window, just bringing people in, and I think that 2-3 second rule that John talks about was really working. People looked and then came in, and everyone's really enjoying this table, just the change. And I think some customers have said, actually, have you got some new things in? Well, we haven't. We've just changed things around and put things in different places. I think the more open plan feel just helps for the customers to see the rest of the store as well. And less is more, definitely working. Also, we talked about that customer flow and having more of the experience of the store elsewhere, further back, and turning this space into much more of a engaging area. And we had a customer who was ready to buy a top and trouser set, and then stopped briefly just to smell the perfumes, and ended up trying them and buying a perfume. So that probably wouldn't have happened unless it was more closer to that point of sale. So yeah, some brilliant changes already happening. Nothing like groundbreaking, but they're just little tweaks, aren't they? And they just seem to actually help customers experience our products and engage in them in the right place. And of course, this countertop, people have been looking, touching, feeling, and so I don't think it'll be long until someone buys one of these as well. Fantastic.
Katie's journey is just the beginning, so are you ready to start yours? Download your toolkits and explore the opportunities Spring and Autumn Fair offer, like exclusive mentoring sessions, bonus videos and insider tips. And the story doesn't end there. In the coming episodes, we'll follow Katie into the world of smart buying, powerful PR moves, going online, and building lasting customer loyalty. Plus, we'll be following a gift boutique owner too, so whatever your store type, we've got the tools you need and plenty more surprises along the way. Stay tuned.